Making an injunction whilst defending trees on our Sheffield city streets. Paul Brook, Benoit Compas, Simon Crump and Fran Grace. Today we have two speakers. First up, notoriously well-known tree defender, long time, author and historian Calvin Payne. Woohoo!
Right, thank you. Well, today the mic's going to go off in the middle of Shafak's speech, which is how it should be, of course. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we had the main rally and the main speeches, and people weren't here yesterday. If they've read the reports, it was the other side's case in effect yesterday. They showed lots of film of events that we've all seen and some of us have been involved in. But there was also the very interesting bit where it took the council lawyers 20 minutes to decide if Julie Dore runs the council or not. And they had to go out and secretly decide whether she was really our leader. And unfortunately she is, which is fantastic. So we now know they had a meeting on Monday and they decided it was a political decision to go through with this application to lock our 4 people out. And that was the headlines from yesterday. The rest of it was, there's a lot of legal procedure. But today is going to be the decisive day where Paul Billington's going to be giving his evidence, and our 4 people are going to be giving their evidence and going to be cross-examined about what they did or didn't do on those days. So this is it. This is where this is going to be a very important day, and it's really important. It's really good that there's another crowd here today, because it's often the first day is the one that people turn out to. But this is the day I suspect our people are keyed up about and preparing to go and do their thing, and I feel for them today, and I'm sure that they'll be pleased with the people outside here and the people in the full public gallery again for the second day running in court. And it's really, it is absolutely vital and necessary when they go and walk up to the front that's what they see, and I'm very pleased again that we're all here to do so. So yeah, it's just we shall see, and I'm just as ever we're just grateful that we have these 4 people representing all of us that are at home watching now and have taken part in actions over months and years. And I'm really pleased that we're all standing with them again.
Yes. Our next speaker, Liberal Democrat Councillor for Eccleshall Ward and long-time tree protector, tree supporter, Shafiq Mohammed.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak as we see Simon coming through. It's in particular great to see Mohammed Azam over there. Some of you that protested in Leatherhead might recognise him. He lived on Chipping House Road, and he was the one who actually gave you guys sanctuary in his garden until 5 or 6 policemen came and surrounded him. So hats off to Azam, and thanks for coming. I know he's got his taxi there parked up, but I spotted him and I asked him to come, so there you go. There's lots of good people in Sheffield who've stuck their neck out. Obviously, there's 4 very good people of Sheffield who went way beyond in terms of protecting trees. And what we've got is 4 individuals, citizens of Sheffield, who are being taken to court by their city council. Let's be clear, this is a civil injunction, this is not a criminal. The police aren't bringing this prosecution with the CPS. This is Sheffield City Council, and it's very clear. But what's not being clear is how we got here. And this banner here, quite poignant, in the sense, a week ago, we had Lewis Dagnall, the new cabinet member, on Radio Sheffield, saying, "It's not me, Gov. I've not done this, and no politician's been involved in this. It's officers, it's the legal department." I'll be honest with you, given I've been on the council since 2004, I found that pretty astonishing, given that level of, is it that dominant that the officers dictate everything that happens in this city? Because often it feels like it. But then, yesterday, something very unusual happens. It doesn't happen that often, where a High Court judge says, "I want this issue cleared." And more so, it didn't accept the actual information given. He wanted clarity, and the court was adjourned for a short period of time. And then we hear that actually Julie Dore was the one that was involved and gave this her blessing and sign off. Well, those two statements by Lewis and Julie can't stack up. One of them clearly has not been on message, and we need to get to the bottom of it, because a lot of information, evidence will be given in this trial today, and it was given previously, and we've since then found out that there was other information behind it. So clearly we need to get to the bottom of it, but it's a sad state of affairs. And clearly I intend, in my role as leader of the opposition on Sheffield City Council, to exercise my right to ask an emerging question today, or two. And what I intend to do is actually ask Julie Dore exactly when she was approached by the legal department, exactly when did she give her blessing to this, because it's very important. We need to know, was it this week? Was it a week ago? Or was it a month ago? And then the next question I want to ask Julie Dore is that when she was actually briefed on this, when did she speak to her cabinet members? You know, what sort of governance arrangements does it exist within the council? And clearly these are important questions that Julie Dore cannot duck. You know, the public have got a right to know, you have got a right to know. The four defendants that are about to go into court need to know exactly what's been going off, who's doing, because clearly this is a serious matter. 4 people's liberty, they're about to be sent to jail in a worst case scenario here. This is not something, you know, trivial, and you know, we should have never got here. This city council should never have got itself in this place. I've been thinking about it as I set off from home today, that in 2015, did I think I'd be stood outside the High Court in Sheffield in 3 years' time talking about trees? I'll be honest with you, I didn't think I would be. I never thought this council would be as silly as it has been in terms of trying to criminalise its own citizens instead of digging its holes. And interestingly, one of its former councillors this morning, and I'll just get the tweet out, she actually, in response to James Mitchison, and by the way, hats off to the Yorkshire Post for their coverage.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, we're very critical of the media on some occasions, but actually we should be praising the media, and James, hats off to him, a former editor of the Star, but at the Yorkshire Post. One of the Labour councillors until recently, Helen Murphy-Picoris, tweeted in reply to James, should they end up serving a custodial sentence, it would be a gross misuse of the county's prison accommodation. It's become personal for too many at Sheffield Council. In such a situation, people won't back down. And then she's gone #painted in a corner. It's very clear, like, she's a former councillor. It maybe explain why she's now a former councillor, not a sitting councillor. Because there's plenty of people that feel deeply uncomfortable about what's happening here. And I feel deeply uncomfortable. You know, I belong to a Sheffield City Council, and I'm very clear, this is not being done in my name. You know, regardless of the disagreements you may have with individual residents of the city and protesters, I would find it very, very uncomfortable to ever sign off anything that says I'm going to commit 4 of my citizens to prison over protesting. We've got a proud history of protest. I mean, Simon mentioned it on a previous occasion. At the entrance of our town hall, there's a plaque around Kinderscow and the protest movement there. This year, we only just celebrated the suffragettes movement, and that was built on protest. Protest is what you have in a liberal democracy, and it's a shame that in the city of Sheffield, this city council feels it wants to criminalise the protest. I hope the judge comes out in favour of the 4 citizens of Sheffield, and it sends a powerful message to Julie Dore that she needs to change her ways. I thought this year's elections, particularly the results in Netheredge and Crooks, might have sent a little shockwave to them to say, change your ways, but unfortunately they haven't. And I thought the new cabinet member wanted to send out an olive branch to the protesters and work alongside you and compromise. And I'm amazed that their version of compromise is to commit 4 of you to the High Court with the view of sending you to prison. That's not compromise, that's just confrontation. And I just hope that we get the right result. And once again, thank you for attending. Once again, thank you, Azam, for coming and lending your support. And let's hope we get the right result later on this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Shafiq. I said we had 2 speakers, but actually we've got more for our money today. Paul Cowsland, who's barrister for Simon and Fran, would like to say a few words. Paul.
Hello everyone. Because I'm acting as a barrister in the case, I can't really talk about the case too much, but I do just want to talk about something briefly, which is, because this is a 3-day trial, I got to have a chance to walk around the city last night. And my first stop was to the tree on St Ronan's Road, which was due to be the next to be chopped before my advice came last February. And it was really quite special to spend a moment with that tree and realise just how amazing it was, and that beautiful thing was still there because of what I'd done. And so I want to say to all of you, whenever you see these trees all around the city, every single one of those incredibly beautiful things is still there because of your work and your courage and your dedication, and that's something to be really proud of. And I genuinely think that one tree that I helped to save is probably one of my most proud pieces of law work that I've ever done. The other thing is I then went for a little tour around Nether Edge, and I hadn't actually seen that part of the city when the trees were in leaf before. And I think sometimes you can sort of forget just quite how magical it looks. It was genuinely one of the most enchanting cities I have ever been in anywhere in the world. And I've travelled a lot around the world, and I don't think I've really seen city streets like that. These incredible corridors of green with these pillars of trees like cathedral pillars all the way down them, and just this tunnels of green with the sunlight glinting through them. It was genuinely magical and enchanting. And I looked at that and I thought, I just cannot understand the mindset of the Philistines and money grubbers who would chop those down, who could look at something so beautiful and so special and think, chop it down, and send to prison those that rightfully object. So, obviously I'm going to do my best to represent Fran and Simon in this case, but whatever happens, know that you are doing something very incredible and very special, that you are in the right, and that you should keep going, keep fighting, because what you're fighting for is something very magical and very special. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. That means a lot to us all. And Shafiq mentioned the 4 citizens who are representing us today in court, and I'd like to ask them onto the stage, as it were. Paul, Fran, Benoit, and Simon.
We're not going to stay here for very long because we're actually due in there in a minute. So what we all wanted to say was a huge thank you to all of you who've come out and supported us both yesterday, today, and I'm sure again tomorrow. It means a huge amount to us to see your messages through social media and for you to turn up here today. It really, really means a huge amount to us, so thank you very much. One of the things I just wanted to say, obviously can't particularly comment on the trial. Whatever the judgment that comes out of this case, we are confident that it is history that will be our judge. Not this judge, not the council, it will be history that will be our judge. In future, what the council are doing at the moment will be illegal for people to fell trees for no damn good reason. Yeah. In future, that will be illegal. In the present. So we just wanted to say thank you for the support. Thank you.
I'll just say one thing, just one thing. We're just here because we all believe in one thing, and that's hope. And as Emily Dickinson would say, you know, hope is a thing with feather that perches in the soul. And hold on, I've got it there. And sing the tunes without the words, and never stops. Thank you.
Thank you, Benoit, and all the others. And thank you all for coming to support today. Tomorrow is the final day of court proceedings, so please come along and support. Same place, same time. We don't have a song today, but we can make some noise for the people who are going to be going in. So get your kazoos ready. And as in the words of Labi Sifri, the higher you build your barriers, the taller we become. So, there's a guitar's appeared.
I have a song.
Oh, we have a song. We do. I apologise. Right.
Peace. These trees aren't just pretty, they're the heart and the soul of our city. These trees aren't just pretty, they're the heart and the lungs of our city. These trees ain't just pretty, they're the heart and the lungs of our city. These are our trees. They're not your trees. These are our trees. They're not your trees. And we're not going away. You think you've won the day. I'll tell you now, Julie, no way. 'Cause these are our streets. They're not your streets. These are our streets. They're not your streets. And we're not going away. You think you've won the day. I'll tell you now, Julie, no way. 'Cause these are our police. They're not your police.
Not your police.
These are our police.
Our police.
These are your police.
Not your police.
And we're not going away. You think you've won the day. I'll tell you now, Julie, no way. These street trees aren't just pretty, they're the side and the lungs of our city. These trees aren't just pretty, they're the heart and the lungs of our city. 'Cause these are our trees,
Our trees.
they're not your trees.
Not your trees.
These are our trees,
Our trees.
not your trees.
Not
Your trees
And we're not going away. You think you've won
the day.
I'll tell you now, Julie,
No
no way.
Well done, Bernard.
Thank you very much, everybody. I was going to talk you through a kazoo.